Well, it's why I was interested in getting involved because each of those directors had approached it in such a different way. So it wasn't like some other series where you're stepping into a really kind of strong template, that you have to follow in any way. I did feel that this movie could be very different. But what's interesting is that, as you say, it's an adaptation of one book. It's a very long two-part movie, but the second movie has a really different feel from the first movie too. I think in general, um, my approach in the first movie was really to embrace what it is, which is um, a kind of classic Hollywood genre romantic melodrama that morphs into a horror movie. Both of those things I'm interested in. I'm always interested in old forms, musicals, things that have kind of fallen by the wayside. I like very much that it's, I don't know, it's a story told without irony. It really is kind of straightforward and trying to, I think if you're inside this, I think you'll find it's a very emotional experience when you watch the film. Yeah, I mean, I was worried, but also it's sort of like that's the fun of it because it's so uh, rare that that on the other side of this incredible amount of hard work is an audience that cares that much. I was able to start a dialogue with them through websites, early on, and just it was invaluable to be able to check in and see what their concerns were.
Drama.
Yeah, that again, that was a big appeal for me. I've made horror movies before. I've been wanting to. I hadn't done it in a while, and I had been wanting to do it, and when I read this, I thought, well, that really, by the time you get to the childbirth, and then the kind of section where you're trying to keep Bella alive, that is pretty intense. It had reminiscences of Bride of Frankenstein, which is probably my favorite, horror movie, and Rosemary's Baby, another favorite movie of mine. You know, uh, I was really keen to make that as immersive as possible, and not graphic, but intense. Yes, the I had a list for myself of like the things. Obviously, you knew people were expecting the wedding to be emotional in a certain way, and the honeymoon thing. But the the three scenes I like were the big hurdles for me were talking wolves, Jacob imprinting on Renesmee, and the childbirth scene. So they did always loom for me, and I think I spent my most time thinking and considering how to approach those.